It's Mars, lover of all things iconic, here with your fashion weekly news. We have a lot of interesting stories today. Well, not a lot, but the stories are very interesting. So let's just jump right into it like we do every week. The EU wants brands to pay for their textile waste. How exactly are brands going to know how to pay for their waste? Well, lawmakers in the European Parliament and Council announced that they have reached a provisional agreement on a series of new measures aimed at preventing and reducing waste in the textile and food sectors, because the commission also stated that the textile and the food sectors are the top two sectors that contribute the most waste, and they need to get a handle on it really, really, really fast. And I wonder how is this going to impact the fashion industry, because now brands not only have to think about the life expectancy of a garment, but you also have to think about the death of a garment. What happens to the garments that you're producing when they go to the waste field, or when it's time to dispose of them? Like, are they sustainable? Can they be reconstructed into something else? Like, brands are really going to have to be way more intentional about what they're producing into the environment. Under this new agreement, EU countries will be required to establish an EPR, which is an extended producer responsibility. The EPR will require the companies to cover the cost of their collection, sorting, and recycling of their products, with fees dependent on how circular and sustainable the design is. And this makes me question, so are brands that charge us $300 for polyester pants gonna get the same fee as brands that charge us $300 for a sustainable pair of Japanese cotton denim? Questions that need answers, because I hope so, because quit charging people $300 for polyester. The new textile rules will cover products such as clothing, accessories, footwear, blankets, bed and kitchen linens, curtains, and hats, and they're about to add mattresses to that list. When I say the EU is not playing, they are cracking down. And if Americans that house products in the EU market, you're not scotch-free, because the textile rules will apply to all producers, including e-commerce based companies and those based outside of the EU who put textiles in the EU market. So if you want to sell your clothes in Europe or be sustainable, or not an or, pay up and be sustainable, because you're going to be paying a fee either way. Everybody was wondering, what is Edward Enninful going to do next? What is his next move going to be? Even I was like, I just knew that he would become the editor-in-chief of Vogue, and we all know that Edward should be there. Yup. But Edward flipped it and reversed it, and he created his own entertainment company called EE72, Edward Enninful 72. He was born in 72, I assume. EE72 will develop and produce transformational content, immersive experiences, and innovative products that challenge the audience to see the world through new eyes, while answering the call for authentic representation and storytelling. So I live for this. Instead of waiting on Vogue to give him what he deserves, Edward went and created his own table, and that is exactly what I'm talking about.
Now that's how you clear a bitch. I don't know who that hoe is, but you can.
That is what I want to see. It was this comment for me. Edward said, "We're creating a space where creativity transcends boundaries, where diverse voices don't just exist, they lead." Exactly. Remember those Margiela heels from the artisanal collection from last year that went mega viral, the tabby pumps? Well, Margiela is releasing a collaboration with Louboutin that comes out March 12th. I don't know where brands get the audacity to give us less than 30 days notice when new things are coming out. That's very iconic, like a Margiela and Louboutin collab. I mean, do you want the collection to sell or not? I find it very, very rude. But I digress. The collection will consist of stilettos, boots, and flat stiletto pumps in the club.
We rockin' stiletto so, we rockin' stiletto so, we rockin' stiletto so, we rockin' stiletto so.
Prices will range from $1,095 to $2,395, and it will have about 6 to 7 different styles. So let's go through them. These names are like combination names between Louboutin and Margiela, so they're gonna sound a bit weird, but I think it's cute and iconic. So the Bradiella Una Strass, which is a bridal pump, and it is adorned with crystal embellishments. So it comes in like a nude, a black, and I think some other color. Then you have the Louboutin sandal, which highlights the seductive stiff arch of the foot with this asymmetrical strap design. This reminds me of like the Salsa Girls, the Sexy Summer Girl sandals. Like that's what the Louboutin is. Now the Margiela ballerina, this is like a ballerina flat that also has the crystal embellishments, and it comes in red and black too. I believe like a shiny patent leather. Then you have the Balugela 25 sandal and the Martin Lula pump. Now these are my two favorite out of the collection because they give that deconstructed Margiela look, and I live for it. And it has that clean red bottom. It's immaculate taste. Then you have the knee leaf boot called the Street Martin and the Martubi 25 pump, which has a red stroke. They're white with the red stroke on the back of the pump, giving that deconstructed, painted Margiela element. I think this collection is going to do really, really well. I think the girls that already have the coin are ready to buy. And I think this will be a great collector's item too. And I hope this is not the only one. Like I hope as Glen Martin comes in that they continue this collab because it's very much iconic. Black brand of the week. So Gap did a collaboration with Harlem Fashion Row, and I'm just now finding out about it, but apparently it's been out for a minute now. In the honor of Black History Month, Gap collaborated with Harlem Fashion Row. And Harlem Fashion Row is a PR company founded by Brandis Daniel that specializes in getting designer of colors more opportunities. So with this partnership with Gap, Harlem Fashion Row was able to bring in 5 Black designers to design pieces for Gap. So we're gonna go through each of these 5 designers, and Black Brand of the Week goes to all of them. So first we have Nagai by Nicole King, and her designs infuse a boyish charm into ultra feminine silhouettes. Loving that androgyny already. Reimagining classics using print and the color for the modern age. Love this white button up that she produced for the Gap. The detail, sickening. Then we have Cap Hill by Crystal A. Phillips, and she's a Caribbean American designer, and she draws major inspiration from her Jamaican heritage. In 2019, she created Cap Hill, designing beautiful pieces that allow women to occupy their space in the world. Love this white button up that she designed for Gap that has like the back out, but it has like a tie as well. Definitely gonna need me a piece of that. Like that is A1. Rich Fresh by Patrick Henry, and Rich Fresh is a self-taught tailor and Memphis native, and he made this iconic white button-up that has like pockets on the side of the button-up, because you know usually pockets on a button-up is in the front, but his is on the side, and then like the details again here are very sickening. Like I'm loving every piece of this collab because I love a white button-up, especially when it has unique details like this. I can get all the way into it. Then we have Bruce Glenn by Bruce and Glenn Proctor, and these are twins who discovered their creative spark through drawing as kids in Washington, D.C. And then in 2009, they relaunched Bruce Glenn, and that is a brand rooted in mixed patterns and bold combinations. I am familiar with Bruce Glenn. They love a good color palette. I kind of liken them to, when it comes to color, Christopher John Rogers. Like they like to play in that whole bright, fun, vibrant colors. And they created a piece that I absolutely love. This is one of my favorites out of all of them. It's like a white button up that you can tie different ways, and then it has colorful buttons. Like the detail is just very chic. I love it. I love it. And last but not least, we have A Potts by Aaron Potts, who is from Detroit, but he moved to Brooklyn, and he launched A Potts in 2019 as a unisex brand that fuses utilitarian details with couture volumes executed in modern fabrics. And A Potts, he has a white button up with the Gap as well, but his, you can kind of take the bottom off and make it a crop, or you can put the bottom on, make it more oversized. Like it's a very tailored to how you want to wear it that day. And the cuts and the fit is oversized. I love it too. I need a piece of each of these. I wish I would have known about it when it first dropped, because I would love for the girls to go and flood the Gap and buy all these pieces out. But I'm all caught up. We know now. Head to the Gap. There's still quite a bit of it available. You can get it online and in store depending on what your store carries. But I would definitely be on the market because these, I love a white button up. And if they have personality, that is even better. Support these brands. Support this partnership, because when we support, more come. And Harlem Fashion Row, shout out to you for getting Black designers opportunities. That is so fab. So fab. That is your fashion news this week. Let me know what you think about this EU textile brand paying for the waste situation. I think it's going to cause a lot of chaos, but I'm here for the chaos. I am here for the chaos. Do you think EU is going to be able to uphold it? And do you think it will have an impact on what we do here in the US? Given this current administration, child, you never know. But let me know in the comments. Subscribe, share, like. Love y'all. See you next week for fashion news. Bye.